Let's review The Conjuring, Last Rites, final installment of the Conjuring franchise, the extremely successful and popular Conjuring franchise. I went to like an early special premiere screening to this thing. It was cool. There were actors there. Who was there? Ben Hardy. This dude was there. He was doing a little speech with Mia Tomlinson. Where's she? Come on. Yeah, we haven't got a picture. No picture for Mia. Long prosperous career ahead potentially. Vera and Patrick were not at the thing, but these two were. That was pretty cool. I got to see it early. They had went to the seat, popcorn and a drink already there for me. I was like, yo! It felt cool. I'd never really been to like a premiere thing like that. It was tight. Shout out to my boy Fernando for hooking me up with that. But yeah, we got to see the Conjuring Last Rites early, and it was pretty mid, bro. I can't lie. It was aight. It was fine. I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent to it with the Conjuring series. I think, other than this movie, to be honest, I think they're all fairly good movies. The weakest before the new one would be this one, The Devil Made Me Do It. I think this is a little bit more conventional compared to the first two. It kind of feels like it just dives into like horror tropes. But this movie, what I can respect about it is it gets in, it gets out. Some classic witch, demon, the power of Christ compels you type horror shit. It's like a fun time, I had a good time at the movies. It's under 2 hours, which I cannot say for the new one. And look at that turnaround. Look at that turnaround, bro. This is why I feel like this new Conjuring will not be the last Conjuring. These movies make bank, bro. Like, surely some business people are like, dude, we'd be stupid to not pump these out even more. But I reckon the IP will most certainly stay around, I think, in some capacity. But yeah, let's talk about the content. I'm gonna get the IMDb page up. Let's actually review the movie. It actually centers more around Mia Tomlinson's character, who is the daughter of Lorraine and Ed Warren, Judy. This is really the main character of the movie. The film kind of sets itself up and introduces itself as a bit of a family drama. She's about to get married. She's seeing some apparition-esque visions and whatnot. These guys have put the ghost hunting life behind them, so they're kind of like reluctant to like help. It's really weird. There's this other family too, the Smells. Do we got any pictures of the Smells? Where are the Smells at? Maybe they're trying to hide the Smells? Is that one of the things they're trying to hide with the review embargo? Like, this is about the Smell family. It's like a real. So these movies are based on like real cases that the Warrens went on. I think there's like some kind of legitimacy in some capacity to these films. Obviously, what the content of the films is not like it's not like a biopic, bro. They're so silly and heightened and crazy, but yeah, they're based on like real stories of ghost sightings or whatever that the Warrens would go and handle. And yeah, the Smurl family case is a particularly well-known one. I guess they're purposely avoiding revealing character names. The film cuts back and forth between the Warrens and the Smurls, and the Smells are like going through hell because there's clearly like a ghost in their house, whereas the Warrens are just like, they're chilling, they're playing ping pong, and Judy's about to get married, and it's like all good, and they're really setting up the stakes in these moments. They're really setting up the familial bond, the connection between the relationship between Patrick Wilson and Ben Hardy is a particular highlight in this film. It's very conventional. It's like you're the husband to be, and you're about to marry Patrick's daughter. Patrick's like all skeptical, like he's like taking the piss out of Ben and shit. They're kind of like button heads. It's amusing. I mean, Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are once again the best part of the film. I think they're the best part of all of the films, really. They're just amazing leads. They are really, really fun to watch. Patrick hits some really good comedic beats in the film. The jokes did kind of land. Very few eye rolls. I'll give the film that. And when there is an eye roll, it's kind of like still funny, ironically. I think the first third of this movie goes pretty hard. As a family drama, it wasn't too bad. You've seen it before, sure, but it wasn't like badly acted. It was fine. And the few scares it did attempt in the early phases of the film, they did land. There was one involving a videotape, like a VCR, that I thought was extremely cool. Like, visually speaking, that was a genuinely haunting image. But yeah, well, I saw a picture of him. Where was he? This guy right here. This guy. The moment this guy appeared, the film went to shit. First third is tight. Second third drags. Final third is just ridiculous. It's insanity. It's crazy. Any scare factor that may have been present in the first third is gone. It becomes a borderline comedy in the last third. The mirror. That mirror was it's just spinning. So there is a mirror at the center of this mystery. There's like this cursed mirror that Vera Farmiga's character like got rid of years ago, and it's like re-emerged and it's like haunting the smells. And in this mirror, a lot of the time, these characters will see like these possessed, haunted versions of themselves. There is like a moment in the trailer, I think, that does show this with Mia Tomlinson's character. Like this right here, you see Mia Tomlinson sees herself in the mirror, but the mirror is doing something else. It's like, it's like an evil version of her. Yeah, there's a bunch of that. And there was a moment that had me crying laughing, bro. It was Patrick Wilson, his evil reflected counterpart. Evil Patrick Wilson in the mirror speaks to real Patrick Wilson trying to dispel the demon. and the demon's just straight up like, mate, shut up. He says like, shut your mouth. It was fucking hilarious. And that's the thing. One thing that this film made me actually, it made me think of Weapons. It made me think of the movie Weapons. Let's bring up Weapons. Specifically, it made me appreciate and value the strengths of Weapons a lot more. So this has ended up being one of the most talked about movies of the year. Popularity number 2 right now. That's crazy. Climbing down from its previous peak of 1. Like Weapons is like hot shit. I wonder what's the turnaround on this. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you seeing that? That's insane. Oh yes. Yeah. Is that Kreger, mate? Oh, he's about to go crazy on Resident Evil. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be sick. One thing I want to shout out about Weapons is the balance between horror and comedy. One thing that I really appreciate about Weapons, is it the scariest film in the world? No. But is it very obviously a horror film? In my opinion, undeniably. From the aesthetics of the film, the shot composition, the tension, the musical score, the imagery, like this film is horror. But it's a horror film that invites you to laugh at the craziness of what you're seeing. Because most horror movies are absurd. Whether it's The Nun or Annabelle or Ouija or The Conjuring, like most horror movies have moments in them that look ridiculous. Where it's people floating, freaking vomit spewing out, blah blah blah, like, you know, shit like that. It looks crazy. Like a lot of these films have at least a couple moments in them where you can't help but just laugh at the insanity of what you're seeing. But the problem is, a lot of these films, they don't treat these moments as if they are funny. They treat them as if they're trying to really, really horrify you. And that's just like, I don't know, that's a lot of the time it's just not going to happen, because what you're seeing is just too outlandish, too unrealistic, too tensionless to really get scared by it. Whereas I think Weapons ties this balance really nicely. It will frame it in a way to where it kind of invites you to laugh at it, but it's clear that laughter is a part of the movie just as much as the scare factor is. The characters are still horrified. I feel like in Weapons it's like, okay, this part right here, there's no point in trying to sell this as some legitimately haunting, terrifying thing. For now, let's embrace that this is ridiculous. Let's give the audience a good time. Let's like keep the aesthetics and presentation of a horror film, but let's like kind of direct it like it's a comedy. And I think that approach would have done The Conjuring Last Rites wonders, man, because this film has no idea what it wants to be. It wants to be a family drama, and a really by the books one at that. It wants to be like a freaking nun demonic horror possession witch movie, and it has these intentional sort of one-liner jokes that are just kind of cringy, that they're charming, that they're sold well by the actors, like there's an endearing quality to them. But there are so many moments in the film that are not supposed to be funny but are very, very funny. This movie has no right being 2 hours 15. You feel this runtime, man. Jesus Christ. Again, the middle act of this film, it's a painful slog. It's in that phase of the film the scare factor gets kind of lost. Like the film shows its hand a little too early, in my opinion. That fear of the unknown is some powerful shit, and they have that going for a bit, but that goes out the window pretty quickly. So once that's gone, the tension, I don't know, it wasn't really there for me, and the second act of the film starts to really favor the family drama side. And I don't know, I think that family drama stuff works really well exclusively as a setup, not for the actual like center point of the film. This guy playing Father God, has he been in the other Conjuring movies? I can't remember if he has. He's Clyde in Atlanta. Of course he's in Oppenheimer. Who isn't in Oppenheimer? He's in Insidious, The Red Door. Dude, this dude's performance was so weak. Yeah, a lot of these performances were very, very stiff, very like stoic and emotionless, and it just really contributed towards the drag of this film, and it just really highlighted why these guys work so well. They're conscious of the campiness, they know when to play it serious, and they're very versatile when it comes to really selling the intensity and the craziness of the set pieces, which, to be fair, the set pieces and the visuals in this film, that they're pretty, you know, they're pretty out there. I won't deny that I was amused in the final third, despite how stupid it all was. I mean, it was pretty entertaining. The stuff the final act of this film shows you is the kind of stuff that you could only get in a movie like this, you know? They sort of gave up on trying to freak you out, and they were like, let's just go off the rails with some CGI that looks a little rough. Everyone's screaming and there's blood flying everywhere, and it's just mayhem. Elevated horror stuff doesn't really give you that, and like the kind of Terrifier B-movie horror stuff, that's like got its own thing. I feel like there's a kind of weirdly endearing middle ground in The Conjuring Last Rites, and that's really keeping this together. It's kind of like cute. But the film as a whole, it's a bit of a tiring experience. I have decided to settle on 2.5. 5 out of 10. I look at the movie and I just go like, oh, they're really going for the big finish and all that. There's something cute about it, but yeah. Can't say I had a particularly good time either. Dead in the middle. It's fine. I think most people will agree it's the worst Conjuring film. Michael Chavez, you gave us the last one. You also gave us The Nun 2. He's like a music video director. Apparently he did like a Billie Eilish music video. Someone I went to the movie screening with was telling me this. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think your vision for what horror movies can be is a little limited. You know what you're doing behind the camera, but I think that's about as far as it's going, bro. I don't know. If you have watched this movie, do comment below how you found it. Let me know. And that's my review for The Conjuring Last Rites. Peace.